Okay, so I opened all, whatever, 25 pictures or whatever the bride picks out, and then I minimize them, and I put them like, I'll put all the cake cutting ones here. And like all the prep pictures down here, because when you're designing the pages, it just makes it easier. So that was cute, huh? And it's just oh, you don't have a Mac, so I do Command minus. I don't know what yours would be. Okay, so then I'm gonna open the spread. On my computer, it's under White House Custom Color Templates. And I always do the 12 by 12 because that way, if they get a smaller, these are album covers I designed. Hold on. Okay. You get all these templates from them when you open an account, or I can just email them to you.
I actually think I have them.
These are for the covers. If you have a 10-page book, it needs this cover. A 30-page book would need this cover because it's bigger. And then this is the spread. This is the page. Okay. So the first thing you could do, let's say we want this whole image to be in the background. I'm just going to drag it on. And I do Command T on my Mac. For you it'll be transform was
what do you
to do this. This is Command T for transform.
Go to file. It's
file. Oops.
Oh, is it place?
Transform. There it is. Edit, transform, or free transform, and hold the Shift key down. That'll keep the right ratio. And you just, drag it, make it as big as you want. If you want to make this fade into white, you make sure you're clicked on your picture layer, and I have my white background, and then I'm going to use this marquee tool. Turn the feather up to 220. That just is how much it's going to blend. And then I'm just going to select this area and then delete it. Edit, cut. How come it's not? Edit, cut should show, and it's not. Okay, another thing you can do, if that doesn't show up for you, is have white selected, use a brush, turn the opacity down, and just kind of mist white over it. But that other tool should work, so I just did that. And then, so there's my background now. So now I'm going to put some pictures on top of it. And all you do is you're just going to get the select tool, click this, drag it on. Edit, free transform, shift, click and drag to make it whatever size you want to make it. And then to get a border on it, I'm going to turn that black and white, adjustments, saturation, turn down the saturation, okay. And then, so I select that layer that I'm going to make a border or frame on it. and then FX, stroke. Yeah, I'm glad we're screenflow in this. Okay, so then this is stroke is going to give me a border. You see the size? Okay, if you're on the outside, the frame's on the outside of the picture, so it's going to have rounded edges. To get a sharp edge, you change the frame to the inside. And then for color, I can choose a color from the page if I want, which is nice to pick like the bridesmaids' dress colors. And then you can also turn the opacity down so you see through it. And then this is a neat effect tool. I just brought another one on the same way. And then if I want to use this same exact frame, so I don't have to write down, oh, I did this and I opacity turned down so much, all I do is click on my first layer, right click on the FX, copy layer style, click on the layer I want, right click, paste layer style. Now I got the same exact border on it. When you do the free transform, you could rotate them. I do this a lot when I have a collage of like 20 reception pictures on one page. I'll put like a white border. What else can I show you? You have to hit return. If you're trying to click off it and it won't click off, it's because you still have the free transform and you have to hit return to get it off. Trying to think of what else I can show you. I do have placeholders that I made, and I can send you this file. Yeah, I made this and I sell them on Etsy. Okay, all shapes placeholders. Okay. So these are just placeholders that I made. So say I want the square, I go on the square layer, I'm going to drag it over here. And I'm going to shrink it down to a size I want. And then say I want to do 3 squares, same exact size. Right click, duplicate layer. Drag it over. Right click. Whoops. Right click. Duplicate layer. I'm going to drag it over. Okay, so now to get a picture in that square, I'm going to go back to a picture. Have the select tool. And just drag a picture on. Now what you do, geez, how do I get it in that square? You look at the layer. I'm going to put it in that first square. Do you see that's my first square? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to drag it down right above it, and then on my computer it's Alt Command G. What you do is create layer mask. Layer, it'll be here. I already did the layer mask. This will say create clipping mask. Like this one. Let's move it to this one. Layer, create clipping mask, and it puts it there. So then I could do the same free transform to get it the size I want it in the box. Put it wherever I want it. Return. Create clipping mask. Put it where the layer I want it in, above it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do with these 3, oh, and there's edit, file, where's show grid? Oh, view, show, grid. So by doing this, you can count and see that they're spaced exactly, 2 rows apart.
Gotcha.
So you know they're evenly spaced. So we'll pick this third one, highlight both the layer and the square, and move it over so they're equal distance. I don't like working with the grid on. Okay, so then for these ones, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick all those layers, those 3 layers, and I can move them around together because I highlighted them all. They're stuck together. Like if oh, I don't want that going through her face, so I'm gonna put it here instead, or whatever. And I can go off them. And then if you're gonna put frames on these, you have to do it before you flatten the page. So I'm gonna merge those 2 layers together. Whoops. So now I'm locking, merge layers. I'm locking that into the square by merging that layer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So once I do that, I can't click and move the picture around a little more, because it's unless I go back a step in the history. Yeah. So and there's also drop shadows and stuff, bevel edges. You could play with all these things, but I just like the simple. I'm gonna pick white inside, and then copy layer style. And then if I know I want it on every picture on the page, even that one that I already did, right click, paste layer style. Now I got those equal borders on all of them. I can't think of anything else to show you. Sometimes I'll take this layer and I can turn the opacity down of the layer so it's faded. And if you use a black background, if you put black paint bucket, you'll get a whole different look. There's a paint bucket. Where's that paint bucket tool? Why is it there? So now I'm just making that background black and changing the opacity of that. See? Right? Anything else you could think of that you've seen on album that you...
No.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe